Welcome, everyone, to our second interview. Today, we have another great special guest. She plays Division I soccer for Arkansas State, which is part of the Sun Belt Conference. Her freshman year, she started 16 of 17 games and earned second team All Sun Belt. In the fall of 2021, she won the Conference Defensive Player of the Year and first team All Sun Belt. In other words, she is very, very good at soccer. Welcome to the pod, Hailey Cloud. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Yeah, welcome. We're really happy to have you. Excited. So obviously you're a hell of a soccer player. Just right off the bat, do you have like AJ's listed some of your accomplishments? Do you have a favorite achievement, whether it be team or individual?
I would say for winning my Defensive Player of the Year for the Sun Belt, that was probably my biggest achievement because I was a sophomore, but technically on the field I was still a freshman due to COVID. So I would say that was probably my favorite or biggest achievement.
Yeah, that's awesome. So are you a center back or
Yeah, so coming in, I was actually a left back, and then my freshman year, due to COVID and stuff, our starting center back actually was out. So then I got thrown into that position, which it wasn't new to me because I'd play it in club, but not very often. So I knew what I was doing, but still had to, learn some things or, retrain myself how to do things. But I was well aware of the position.
So in high school, you were center back, correct?
High school, I played left back, and then my junior year, I played holding mid. So in high school, I played everywhere, but for club, I'd play outside left back.
And is soccer something that always kind of came naturally to you, or did you have other sports that you were really interested in?
Soccer was my first sport I started playing, and then I would say middle school, I was playing, basketball, volleyball, and then getting into high school, that was when I needed to, pick one sport I wanted to, play in college. And that's when I decided, stick with soccer. That's what I've been playing my whole entire life and knew the most of. So played soccer all of high school and then also did track my 3-4 years until COVID happened. So
Yeah, you won all state like long jump, correct?
yeah, my junior year.
Yeah, I
Or
think I saw that.
junior year's triple jump,
Nice.
but yeah.
And coming from Union, I don't know. I mean, I'm from Union too, and I don't know many athletes that have made it to Division I level. So that's pretty insane. Pretty cool stuff.
I got a question. What would you say is the biggest difference from coming from Union in high school, playing against high school athletes, and going into college?
I would say the biggest difference is probably like the competition and stuff. Like we had it pretty easy, in the conference we were in. So we played, we had good players we'd play against, but not all around teams. So in college, it was not really a shock because club, I knew there was good players. I played against amazing players, amazing teams. But then college, it was like you were on a team that was built around girls who you also were like the same level as, playing against teams who, were the same level, if not better. So I would say that was probably the biggest difference, was playing teams who were made for each other and were also like extremely good.
And then for those that don't know, your sister plays on Arkansas State as well, and she's younger than you, correct?
Yeah, she's a year younger than me.
What is it like playing with your sister?
Well, I've played with her my whole life, believe it
Yeah.
or not. My dad coached us since we were, little babies
Yeah.
until about our 8th grade. Well, my 8th grade, her 7th grade year, and then that's when we moved up on a club team. And then so my freshman year here was the first time I ever played without her. So that was really weird, but that was probably the only time I've ever played without her.
Are you better than her?
Yeah.
Okay.
what position does your sister play?
She plays the same position, really. Like we are the same thing. So
Okay.
Are you guys pretty competitive against each other?
I mean, I am with all my siblings, but they know that they can't really beat me because I won't let them. But my brother is the one who gives me the run for the money. So
I love it. So all three of us were athletes in high school. They were at Washington. I was at Crosspoint, so like a small private school, like out of the way. But we all, at some point, we mentioned last week, thrived to be a D1 athlete, or really, really wanted to at some point. But we knew there was one point that we all reached where it was like, this is not happening. So we don't know what it's like. What are some perks of being a D1 athlete?
I I would say so. My dream's always been to, play professional soccer, and I guess that's really what's helped me. Like playing Division One has really helped me, either not pursue my dream of playing it or, make it or like pursue it even more. So I'd say that also helps a lot playing Division One because you're playing against the best athletes in the nation. You're getting the best coaching you can get. You have such a big support system. So I guess that really helps me pursue my careers of wanting to play after college.
Yeah.
So if you end up not having the opportunity to play after college, do you have anything like career-wise you're looking to do? Like, what are you studying at school right now?
I'm studying sports management with a minor in business to be an athletic director. So
I'm a fitness management major, so pretty similar. Good stuff. And then kind of going back on what I said earlier, being from Union, smaller Missouri town, like you don't get a lot of recognition if you were from a bigger town. So how did you get connections to Arkansas State, and were there other schools that you were like trying to decide between, or how's that all go down?
So I played club soccer for Scott Gallagher. I played ECNL, which is like the top league for women's. And so I played there for about 4 or 5 years, and my team was always top 10 in like the nation with between like events we'd go to and then between our league. So that also helped like so much because we went to Phoenix for one event and we had, I think, like 300 coaches come within 3 games.
Wow.
So we had like so much exposure and stuff like that. So that's what helped a lot. And then also with playing at Union, we had a tournament or something in St. Louis, and my coach ended up coming because he was recruiting, a whole bunch of other girls that he saw play club. So he saw me there, and then I ended up going on a visit after that, and then committed. So
Was that the number one school like on your list, or were there others that you considered?
I had a couple others, but they just didn't really work out. It just wasn't, the right place for me. So
And were they D1 schools?
mhm.
Or like, okay, sweet. And then really quickly, your boyfriend's Utah State football, correct?
Yes.
Man, a lot of D1 action going around here.
Yeah. He transferred, so
Where is he going to now?
well, no, he did play here at A-State and then transferred to Utah State because they had a coaching change, so he followed the coach to Utah.
Gotcha. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
So kind of going back to your high school playing, you played some, I mean, you guys had some really good teams when you were in high school. I believe you were 4th place in state 2 years in a row. Is that right?
Yeah.
So you played with some other D1 athletes, your sister, and then is it Emily KB? Is that right?
Yes.
And she's at SLU now, I believe. What was it like just playing with some other top tier players? I mean, I guess you played with some other really like solid players in club, but having that at the high school level, was that just like pretty cool connection to have just at least 3 Division I athletes on the same field at one time?
Yeah, that was fun. It was, it's not every high school is like that. Like you may only have 1 or 2 girls. Like I think I think it was my junior year, we had, well, Gigi, she went to I think D3 or something. Then we had Maddie Helling, she's D1 at Indiana State. Emily, my sister, and then a couple other girls who are younger. They went, to programs too that are pretty decent. But it's not like you have 4 or 5 girls who do play D1. So that was definitely an experience in itself playing high school with that many talented girls because at any other school you don't really have that. So but I've grown up with them my whole life, so we all knew it was coming. We all planned it together, we were all growing up together. So it was really fun, and I guess not something you get very often. So
Kind
Yeah,
of building
so
off that,
yeah, go ahead, Zach.
what did you enjoy the most about your Final Four runs?
I would say my sophomore year was the best year because it was, our first year. Have never made it. We broke so many like historic things, and I would say that year was my favorite because I didn't get to play in the final game my junior year because my sister got married. But just that whole trip and just, breaking records and everything like that. Like Emily Gaby scoring like 64 goals her freshman year. Like just all together as a team, we were just breaking things left and right, and just we built so much like chemistry off that. It was just so fun.
Then
You
I have another maybe a little touchier question going off of that. So Zach and I both played in the state tournament as well for soccer. And after our semifinal game, it went into double overtime, I guess, and we were down a man as well. So the next day, playing in the championship game, we had nothing like in the tank. Was it difficult to get kind of fired up for that third place game, or just like how do you feel about the format as well, having the semifinal and the final and the third place game on back-to-back days?
It was definitely hard because we put so much into that first game, and it was only a 1-0 game, so we just knew we had more in it, but there was just so many nerves. Like the school we were playing has, that's their 4th or 5th time within the last 10 years going. Like that was our first time ever. We've never had girls make it. So I'd say there was a lot of nerves on the field. So that first game wasn't, us as a team. And then the second game was even more frustrating because we knew we were better than them, and they also didn't score, good goals on us. Like it was a PK and like a free kick or something. So it wasn't like they beat us, but it was definitely hard because I knew what we were capable of, but we couldn't do it. So
in soccer, did you have any like role models or people that you looked up to? It could be people in your life or like professional athletes, but is there somebody that you really looked up to?
Abby Wambach, she's been my favorite ever since I was young.
Oh yeah, okay.
Do you have, sorry, I was trying to find something we didn't say. Do you have any game day routines or superstitions?
I do. So I have to put on my right sock, left sock, then right cleat, left cleat, and then shin guard, so forth. And then I have to have a braid in my hair some way, either if it's like a French braid or like my ponytail or something like that. And then this is really bad and I probably shouldn't say it, but I have to have like some sweet. So like when I was younger, I'd always have like some candy bar or something. And then last season, I'd have like the pack of donuts or whatever. I'd have a pack before every game.
That's awesome.
So bad.
And like,
Like the best athletes always have superstitions though.
Yeah.
oh
I
yeah,
don't
It's
know.
so
I don't
bad.
know Zach and AJ. I don't know if you guys did in high school or not, but I'm still superstitious. Like
I'm very
even
superstitious.
just attending sporting events.
I did the right sock, right basketball shoe, and then left sock, left basketball shoe. Even now, like if I'm watching like a Cardinals game and like they score 3 in the second inning, I have to switch my spot, like where I'm sitting on the couch or something. Like I can't. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
It
when
messes with me.
when
Chiefs.
Clemson played in like a playoff game and they were losing, I literally went and changed shirts and like sat in the opposite room of everyone else. And like every game, I wear the same hat.
So I wore the same pair of socks all 4 years, like every Notre Dame football game I went to. And then going back to high school sports, this is like messed up, but I would do left sock, left shoe, and then right sock, right shoe.
That's weird.
So yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Um, at the Division One level, do you have like Zach and I mentioned it before, like do you get a lot of uh like apparel and stuff like that? Just like
Yeah.
free?
I think what we return or we get here in July, train all of July, and then August is like when our season starts. That's when we get, our practice gear, shorts, socks. Then we get like sweatshirts, sweatpants, and then our bags and all that stuff. So we get quite a lot. And then during the season, if we make it to the tournament, we get a shirt or a scarf. I think my freshman year we got a scarf, and then this year we got Sunbelt backpacks. So
Gotcha.
Oh, nice.
And then do you have like a rival in the conference that you have?
South Owl.
Okay,
Hate
I
me
gotcha.
so bad.
And like another one I had is like do you have a game that stands out so far in your career at the college level that I don't know, it's like the best team that you faced? You might have lost, but is there a team that stood out?
I would say when we played Arkansas in the spring last year. So that was like my first, SEC. Well, I guess it wasn't our first, but it was definitely one of the better SEC teams we played. And I think we were 1-1 with them at half and then lost to an offsides goal 2-1, and like we played so good and it was just such a fun game because I also have a teammate that plays on there. So it's kind of like a little rival between me and her. And then there's another girl on my team who actually played on my club team who's on my team here. So we're all, rival together. So
Yeah. And do you seem like, I mean, you've been in school now, is that 2 years, correct?
Mhm.
At Arkansas State. Do you feel like you have those same like friendships and connections, like that family atmosphere that you had in high school?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's just like a family here.
Like you guys are around each other probably all the time, correct?
Oh yeah. Like right now, like I'm in my sister's room 24/7, hanging out with them because her roommate got surgery. So we've just been watching movies and stuff. Like it's just like family away from home. So
And you said you had a sister that got married and then a sister that plays with you. How many siblings do you have?
I have 6 sisters and 1 brother.
Holy cow.
Jeez. Are they all good at soccer?
Yes. Well, yeah. My brother is the superstar, so he plays on the MLS next team. So
Oh, dang.
Really? I did
For
not know
St.
that.
Louis?
mhm.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
sweet.
So whenever you came in as a freshman, it was during COVID, right? So how was that whole experience?
It was definitely weird, but I was just so excited to, finally do something because I was not able to do anything during COVID. So it's like constantly wearing masks. I think whenever we first got here, it was like, so we came in with 10 freshmen. So it was like freshmen would go in first, get their stuff, then go out to the field. And then the second group of like, we had like 2 sophomores and then junior seniors would go and get their stuff and come out. So we'd have to go in like certain groups because we're only allowed, I think, 14 people in our locker room with social distancing. And then classes and stuff was so like you had super small classes, but everyone was spread out. A lot of stuff was online, which is also weird at like going to college. So it's like my freshman year, like it really wasn't college like at all. So this year was like my first year finally like seeing what things are actually like in college.
Like I know we all have had a bunch of online classes and we say it's kind of some of the online classes it's easy to get an A, but you don't really learn anything. And that had to be even worse like first year of college. I couldn't imagine going in and being like you're all online. You can't like even meet any of your classmates or anything.
hmm It was definitely weird because like high school, everyone, and then
Yeah.
go to college and your team, and that's about it. So
And especially going to a bigger school like that. I mean, I'm at Missouri Baptist. So you three all are at Division I schools, and I'm at Missouri Baptist and NAIA school. So like I see people that I know like all the time just walking around. So like when you go into from a high school, like you said, to a Division I school environment, it's probably like, especially with the COVID stuff, it's like kind of like mind blowing, like shocking, and I don't know. I can tell where that would be really tough. Um, a bigger question that we have is something I think is going to be pretty beneficial to like high school listeners. What would you give like advice, or what advice would you give to a high school athlete wanting to pursue what you have achieved or even just play at any college level?
I would say don't let anyone tell you your dreams are too far away. Like obviously you want to have some that are reachable, but also, set your dreams high. If you put your mind to something, you're gonna be able to do it. Don't let anyone stop you. And then I would say for like recruiting purposes, if you have games, send emails, contact whoever you want to contact, those types of things. And then, don't rush the experience because you really only get it once. And, just always make sure you're having fun. Don't stress the hard things at all.
Do you still love soccer as much now as like you did when you were a kid?
I do, if not
Good.
more.
Good. That's awesome. Zach, you want to ask that other question there?
Yeah. Was AJ's dad a good teacher?
Yes, he's my favorite teacher.
Was he really? That's good to hear.
Still is.
He still brags about you. I don't know, like he remembers students like that. I guess that's what teachers do. Like certain students connect, and I was thinking about going to like physical education, and then I realized like I cannot deal with kids on like a normal everyday basis. So
And you worked at the Y. Makes a lot of
Exactly.
sense,
I know. I
AJ.
worked at
I think that's how we all found out
yeah.
we can't work with kids.
Exactly. And then one last one that I have. I played basketball at the NAIA level for like a year and a half, 2 years, I guess. And comparing it to my high school, the competition was a whole lot better at my. But like we might have touched on this already. But playing with Scott Gallagher, that's his name, correct?
Mhm.
And that whole camp, and stuff. Like, how did that competition compare to the Division I level?
So we would play like teams from like Michigan, Illinois, Wisconsin, all those teams. So they'd have like their top recruits, and I would say like our biggest rivals were the Michigan Hawks and their two forwards. One is at Duke right now, and the other one is playing at I don't know, Notre Dame or something like that. Like so you definitely had the competition no matter where you played. So that was yeah. It was
So
hard to like sometimes it was hard, but
you would say it prepared you well for what you're experiencing now?
yeah, for sure.
Okay, good. Did you two have anything else to ask?
I have two more, I guess. First,
Okay.
like going back to kind of the recruiting process, were you making like huddle accounts, like recruiting films from a young age, or was that kind of more so taken care of with scouts coming to the club soccer games? You just didn't really have to worry about that.
It was scouts coming to games and stuff. I didn't really make film or anything like that, but I know with COVID and everything, it's easier for people to do that because coaches can't travel all the time due to restrictions stuff, whatever. I guess it's opening up more now, but I would say for those it is good to send out film like the younger ones now, but at the time I did not. It was more coaches coming to games. It really depends on who your coach knows and stuff like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then I guess my last question. So you're a defender. Do you have any, and I know you scored a lot of goals in high school. Do you have one like kind of wonder goal that stands out to you that you're like, man, that was the coolest thing ever, or anything like that?
I would probably say it's not one goal, but I know we went to like a tournament or something my junior year and I scored like 3 headers in one game. So probably that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anything else from you, Zach?
Uh,
I think that's all the
No.
ones that we came in prepared
yeah.
with. But
I could ask a dumb question.
go for
What's
Sure.
your favorite restaurant in Union?
it.
Cheeto.
Yes, good stuff. And do you have another like random question? Do you have a favorite spot in where is Arkansas State located in Arkansas?
Jonesboro.
What is that?
Jonesboro.
Jonesboro. Do you have a favorite spot in Jonesboro?
Craighead. It's like
Okay.
with a lake. So
Okay. Well, Hailey, we really appreciate you taking some time out of probably your very busy schedule right now. So it's not that busy right now.
well, we're like hiding from a tornado right now. So
Oh, dang.
Gotcha. No joke. In St. Louis, we have tornado warnings right now as well. So
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. But
We also have tornado warnings, and we're supposed to play an outdoor basketball tournament in an hour. So I'm really curious to see how that, because they haven't canceled it. So
Play
how
with
that goes.
caution.
But yeah, Hailey, once again, thank you. Best of luck to your career. Definitely me and a bunch of other people in Union are cheering for you and following your success. And yeah, best of luck moving forward.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for hopping on with us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much.